Now we can start. Full game capture. There we go. So it's supposed to work with my controller, so hopefully it does.
I trust this will suffice.
God smiles upon the generous.
Oh, away with you! Back to your cesspit, beggar! A land grotesque as its people. You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one.
Oh.
That dream died long ago. You should have done the same. Your kingdom will perish alongside you. By my hand.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
The blooms upon the prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must stand together.
Your Eminence!
Who could do this? Few could even enter the king's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet,
His Majesty's arcane power could deflect near any blade. With all the royal bloodline's magic, who could harm him at all?
shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could end a royal life? Who would dare such atrocity? Huh?
Luis.
A shame to die with no heirs. The prince was taken too soon. And only a king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
That is the best intro Atlas has made for a game ever. So I've played Metaphor a bit already. Mostly blind. This is gonna be a mostly blind playthrough. I have gotten to, for those who know how far into the game I'm talking about, I got to the part where you tentatively get your fourth party member. And if you know how funny of a sentence that is, yes. I played this a bit, like, just to show I'm a bit into the game, but not too far. And I wanted to restart the game, because now I actually know what I want to do for the full playthrough. And the problem is that now that I know, I can't go back. I can't go back to how I was playing it before, because now I have to shift my entire strategy to doing it that way. So we're going to start a new game.
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight. Whoever you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest? Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. The one who meets my
I just realized that I wasn't actually, like, here, let me...
eyes across
There
a
we go.
strange threshold.
There we go. Ah, dang it. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I was just playing a different PC game, so of course it was gonna freak out. Of course I'm not even right character right now. Just switch over to RPG mode. That one and that one. I forgot to change the background color. Dang it. I am incredibly professional. I say, not very. There we go. I'm probably gonna just, yeah. Okay, who are you who shall guide the protagonist? Now, if I remember correctly, they want you to actually put in your real name. Tab. You will name the protagonist later.
Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours. It is a curious thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold. Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy. But can it truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you? If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question. Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?
Not always. Maybe this is just my perspective, but I believe that art in any form has the ability to affect not only the artist, but the viewer of the art. So, to say that the energy of a piece of art is limited to the art itself and doesn't progress out would feel weird for me to say that it's always powerless. So, not always, I would guess.
More than wishful thinking, more than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds. This must be what you believe. I confess, my own answer still eludes me. But consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality. Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself. So, let this tale begin.
I think I know how I want to proceed. I've always really played the Regicide. If I remember correctly, you can't even unlock this until you're in a New Game Plus. But I've always played Atlas games on normal. Even if I want a bit of a difficulty, I always just set it on normal because I know what's coming for me, let's just say. And when I set it to hard, there were some times where I just hit a wall, and then I just like get upset because the game literally just throws a wrench into anything. So being on normal is fine. I think the only time I've set it to hard, I believe, was on one of the daily playthroughs I did. I can't remember which one. Which, if you don't know, on this stream channel, if you go back far enough, is an incredibly old, poorly made playthrough of Persona 5 and Persona 4 Golden, in which I played procedurally day by day. Those were incredibly fun playthroughs, but I do not, under any circumstances, I do not recommend anyone play it that way, especially for content, because at some point in both playthroughs, I literally had an aneurysm trying to figure out how I was gonna fit 5 hours of gameplay into one day, so I had to rush to edit it down. It was a very interesting time. Again, I do not recommend anyone playing it like that.
Looks like we're in the clear. The capital's just through this desert.
Is it true then? The king is dead? Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
Monsters, huh? I've certainly been hearing the stories.
To say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming. Mark my words. That much is certain.
What's the problem?
They're bandits!
Come on, let's see some respect for the militia! Us folk, we're commoners! No crown or church will save us!
But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is a little tribute. You're with us or against us? And if you're against us...
An igniter? How'd they get one of those?
Come on, hey, keep it moving up! Next one! Huh? Look at you. What have we got here? He's an elder. So he is. No horns, no knife. Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital? Oh, what's this? Looks like you've been holding out on us, boy. Hold it! Should have listened to us, chum. Now fall in line! Let's want to get stuck like us!
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
Stand aside!
I don't think I have to tell you, but oh man, I definitely do like red-haired character who may or may not be a party
Ugh,
member.
This place already feels like a death trap. You hear all that stuff about Lord Louis saving us? Hey, you okay? You still got all your limbs attached?
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
At least they didn't figure out our mission. Definitely could have gone worse.
Oh, you're alright?
Are you alright?
Been worse. And from the sounds of it, you're about the same. You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right? The mission's more important than either of our lives. If we screw this up, there's no going back.
The Trodia Desert.
Think we'll make it?
You look hurt, though. That's good news. You can move, right? I think we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Hold ZR while moving to dash, press B to dodge enemies.
Let's go.
Okay, so we...
Stop!
Wait, I'm sensing something.
Watch out!
Yeah, those look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they've noticed this yet, though. Use ZL for phase sight. Whenever you see an enemy that you've never confronted before, it will show up as unknown. Prepare as best you can.
Stay vigilant. These ones aren't messing around.
Yeah, kind of want to avoid every enemy right now. I like how I'm already starting out as a sprint, so me pressing the run button just made me slow down. Very funny.
Just checking, but you do remember what we're here to do, right?
Right. What am I doing again?
Oh, I don't know. The mission that's more important than our own lives? First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center. This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs or we die. And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through. Come on. We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes. Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road. You know what they say. Anxiety breeds the world's cruelest monsters. I mean, fairies say that at least. I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
Right.
It's as though music is playing directly into my mind. The effect of Gallica's magic is inspiring.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier.
Okay, so the thing that sold me that I needed to fully play this game was just the fact that all the music is diegetic. It's great. Hey, look.
Over there.
That's a road, isn't it? Oh, what a relief. Grand Trad is already in sight.
Let's go.
Okay, we're almost there. We just need to try to stay out of sight.
Yep, we're safe here. I don't like this. Hurry!
I don't know why I keep clicking on speed up, like I'm somehow not already like running at full speed. Oh, this is bad.
Not good! Run for it!
This land of 8 tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic. The United Kingdom of Uchronia. The year is 785. Uchronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built. By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
That final little bit of music was very
Whoa, just look!
Whoa.
Get on with it, then! Drop the dog! Hang him dead! Please! I've done nothing wrong! Lying dog! Don't try to deny it! You trample the law for the fun of it!
Let it be known, for misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead!
Yeah!
There's no way that crowd was going to listen to anything a Paribus said.
Such a shame. Might you spare some coin? Bless you. Oh,
Careful!
hurry!
Don't you have any street smarts? Come on, kid! Look, we're not tourists here. We've gotta stay focused.
Right.
You noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only elder here, in the whole city even.
So when it comes to setting a world, I loved what they did here. Without real exposition,
Capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside.
they really did set up the dichotomy between the what we as of right now can see, the three they've always showed us 4 racial groups. And they've already showed the dichotomy and hierarchy of each one in a way. And we're gonna see a little bit more and more of the racial tribes, but just from like how much you see of certain ones, you can already kind of tell where everything like shakes out in this hierarchy. It's very fascinating that they did all of this without any exposition, and it was brilliantly done.
Not that it's very balanced. I see more Plamars and Roussants than anyone else, which means a dopey Elder kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay?
Hey, did you hear what they're saying about His Majesty? They say it wasn't illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination.
Shh, careful who hears you say that.
But it's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night. A war of succession is coming, I tell you.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them. The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Hard to see how the nation can come back from this.
We'd not have to ask if the prince was still alive.
The king dead, his son stricken. Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
We've done all in our power, but not even the kingdom's best. The saint could purify this affliction.
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out? No doubt His Highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed His Highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy. I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
Hey, are you listening? Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic. You and the prince were pretty close. Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high-stakes part. You gotta go get enlisted, so you can meet up with our operative. Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne. That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard, considering the need for soldiers.
So, it is kind of... As a writer, I feel like I have to point out certain things. Do you know where we're going? Feel free to admit when you're lost and ask me for advice. Press R for the local map, press Y. Galco always has good ideas. While you're in a safe area, press up to save. Let's just start saving from the top. Okay. So, the memorandum is a place where you could go to check out all these different types of things. To go check everything out. I'm going to go through every single one because it's important. And as you can see, we only have 4% of all the pieces of lore that we could find. And without looking at a guide, this is all supposed to be blind, I'm going to try to get 100% of everything. I will definitely run out of time. I know this because Atlas games are famous for having a very strict time schedule to get 100%. This is going to be one of the first actual playthroughs I've done for any of my channels of an Atlas game, which I will probably not get 100% on because I'm deliberately not looking up a guide. Which I had to do for Persona 4 at least, to get 100%. Magic. A general term for the technique that consumes power to cause phenomena that bends the law of nature. It has a wide range of applications, from modest use in daily life to the destructive power of war. However, as magic igniters, which require a state permit for ownership and use, are required for people to be able to use magic, many cannot wield magic. Magic igniters are a tool that acts as a conduit for magical power, without which people cannot perform magic. Or, to own or use one of them, you must obtain a permit from the kingdom by passing a test, with some exceptions, such as those serving in state army. Igniters can be costly depending on power and specifications, and purchasing them is akin to buying land or housing. Which is very fascinating. An unusual variety of magic that that causes the listener to become aware of their state of mind through the form of music and sound. As is the most modest form of magic, it seemingly has no utility on the battlefield. It is considered a meaningless, trifling skill in society, and thus rarely used. Gauntlet runners, often just referred to as runners in shorthand, is a general term for magic-powered semi-automated vehicles designed for traversing the wastelands, and either overcoming or circumventing local wildlife, threats, and magical phenomena. Traveling the wilds on foot or even in a lightly armed carriage has historically been incredibly dangerous, making any long-distance trips a life-threatening risk. I guess that does kind of make sense. When you live in a world, let's just say something like a D&D-esque environment, you're gonna have two different types of travel: armored and protected, and incredibly risky but cost-effective. And I do kind of understand why there is a difference between it, and I also understand how these sort of things happen. Okay, history. The Kingdom of Uchronia is a union of allied nations that spans the Kingdom of Uchronia, the Principality of Oceania, and the Principality of Monotario, Uchronia being the suzerain, with its king holding authority over all three kingdoms. The original king Hythlodaeus was this United Nations' first ruler, and is often referred to as the Founder King. Huh. Interesting that they're using Hythlodaeus as that name. If you don't know, I might as well actually just look up the myth of Hythlodaeus, because it does end up popping up a lot in... It does end up popping up a lot in fiction. Raphael Hythlodaeus is the protagonist in St. Thomas More's Utopia. Yeah, that's basically all you really need to know. The story of Utopia is basically an examination of how perfect systems fall apart, but Hythlodaeus is the quote-unquote is the main character of it, so we get a lot of stuff through his point of view. So to have a character that is named after Hythlodaeus, you're basically saying this person, at the end of the day, is an idealist. And whenever you have a character like that, you end up having a person that I'm going to just refer to as soft. They are a very soft-powered person. The royal capital Grand Trad. The nation's largest city, capital of both the Kingdom of Uchronia and United Kingdom at large. Also referred to as the royal capital, being the home of the palace and the seat of the royal bloodline. Known for its solid ramparts, a site which has been long emblematic of the city itself. However, when the massive regolith Grand Cathedral was built, the building's grandeur became the new symbol of Grand Trad. I guess that is kind of fascinating. So, that building, way up there... Wait, what's the button? Yeah, that giant building up there is apparently new. So, that's interesting. Let's go with the people last. Sanctinism. Sanct... It's supposed to be like, sanctum, so it's sanctism, is a monotheistic religion devoted to the worship of the one God Almighty. The religion of majority across the United Kingdoms, its sanctors preach that uttering the prayer clausuri. I'm gonna have to actually get someone to say it out loud for me to know how to pronounce that word. With one's whole heart will reach God, bringing salvation. It is the state religion, and the sanctist hierarchy is deeply entwined with the kingdom's politics. Currently, the crown theocracy is at the heart of the kingdom's political affairs. I think we're going to learn more about the church itself later. I have not got to a part where they start analyzing it yet, but I definitely feel like that they are going to talk about it at some point. The 9th tribe, distinct from the commonly known 8 tribes. The Elder tribe are condemned by the Sanctist Church for inheriting a dangerous magic heretical to the teachings of the Church. Their population is small. Is so small that to even see one in public is rare, and they face greater discrimination by any other tribe. In fact, many outside the main cities don't believe they exist. That's kind of interesting, but it is kind of neat how it does kind of set up the Atlas trademark of you are an outsider from the very beginning. In Persona 3, you were the new kid at school, which oftentimes does kind of have that vibe, but like all Persona games kind of have that vibe as well, after 3 at least. In 4, it's because you were a city kid going to a rural area, and in 5, it's because you were a convicted criminal, and you are kind of on a knife's edge of not being able to do literally anything. Huh. But yeah, it is kind of neat how they basically just set up like, oh no, you are like pure outsider. Like people will look at you and say like, what's wrong with you? Clamar. The Clamar tribe poses the largest population in all the allied kingdoms. The most distinctive features are their horns, which grow from the side of their heads. Clamars have a broad diversity of facial and body types, which is essentially made them average. The Ukrainian royal family are Clamar. The members of this tribe hold a majority in important positions within the government, leading many Clamar to internalize the belief that they are the kingdom's most preeminent tribe. The Rosinante tribe is one of the most populous tribes in the United Kingdoms, second only to Clamar. Long pointed ears are their most distinguishing feature. They often boast excellent physiques, which give them superior martial prowess. Rosinante women are stronger than most men of their tribe. Many inevitably work in the military and often hold key offices. They are considered as influential as the Clamar, and the two tribes are often called the prevailing tribes. Basically, the way that they set this up is that the Elda look human, but you should consider them more like dark elves. Clamars are more like what you would normally think of as human in a D&D sort of like high fantasy sense, and elves in this universe are a lot more combat focused than magical focused, but they're still incredibly powerful. which is kind of neat. Oftentimes you see elves being depicted as more like, what's a good term? They're more fragile and less inclined to attack someone physically, more magically. So seeing them like that is kind of neat. Oh, there's a second page for each one of these. Each of the 8 tribes possesses unique physical traits, making them recognizable at a glance, such as the Clamore's horns or the Rosante's long ears. Elder tribes have no distinguishing feature and are thus regarded as inferior beings. Clamore value freedom and dislike illogical restraint. They enjoy cultivating discussion, but do not always consider the situation or appropriateness of doing so, which occasionally leads to conflict. However, some studies suggest this disproportion is what drives them to seek governmental positions and other important offices. Okay. Many Rosante pride on outperforming others in strength. While this can be perceived as a self-disciplined competitiveness, on the flip side, there are many with a belligerent temperament, obsessed with proving superiority in any situation. I just realized that the cushion I was using to sit down on my chair had slipped to my knees. I'm like, why does it not feel comfortable to sit down? Okay. Parapus tribe. The tribe recognizable by bestial ears and a tail. There are many variations of hair and skin color, including cold-colored skin, not seen in other tribes. They are physically adept and often honest with their emotions, giving them a reputation for hedonism, for better or worse. They are drawn to parties and festivities, and while this happy-go-lucky charm is often to their credit, it is often seen as reckless. Due to this stereotype, they are looked down upon by other tribes, which prevent them from securing a foothold in politics, despite being nearly as populous as the Rosante and Clamar tribes. The discrimination against them is especially obvious in large cities. Yeah, you could kind of see what was going on, where it's like, okay, so the Clamar, like, a lot of the people that were in that, like, throne room talking about the king, they were from, like, 3 major tribes, and the first time you see Parapus tribes is all of them are beggars on the street, and you just go, okay, I kind of see what's going on. The Prince of Euchronia, the son and heir to the throne of King Hythlodaeus V. Now, more than 10 years ago, a mysterious attack in the royal palace left him afflicted with a deadly curse. The curse took its toll on his body, and though he bravely endured treatment, his recovery was interrupted. Several years later, when he and his closest aides suddenly vanished from the castle without a trace, the king exhausted all possible means to find him, but was ultimately unsuccessful. He was formally declared deceased 3 years ago, and a royal funeral was held in his honor. That, ellipses afterwards is very telling. Gallica, a fairy who accompanies the traveling boy on his journey. I like how it's just traveling boy because we haven't given him a name yet. Doubling as his chaperone for his special mission. Her diminutive size excludes her from participating physically in battles, but her special fairy trait allows her more proficiency than Traveling Boy when it comes to sensing Magla and knowing magic. Though she could become heated from her own personal values are tested, she is a reassuring travel companion. Neat. Sorry that I went on that whole, like...
Idiot peasants.
I went on that whole thing about, like, looking at the lore, but I actually... One of my favorite things
All right then.
is in fact the lore stuff. I really like examining the world. Oh!
But what is there to do now?
That was no ordinary animal. There were traces of something gargantuan crawling about after all. So many rumors concerning monsters in the wasteland. Why is it all you hear about these days?
That's not what I expected.
True, but I read about them in Julian's book, and it claims that there aren't any near the royal capital yet.
That's terribly unfair.
Did not update me on who these bird-like people are. I hope I get to learn who these bird-like people are.
What's going on?
Oi! And here we are, Gruntrod. Frankly, I don't have good things to say about how parapets are treated here. We know, we don't need you telling us. We got attacked by a monster in our hometown. We had no choice to come here. Regardless of how we're treated, we gotta make it work.
Ow, camel feet.
Oh.
Stop!
May I ask you to step away from the accumulator? That goes double for one of your tread. What's that? Damn, Elda, no. I can spare no time entertaining your stupidity.
You're playing at?
If you have no business here, then be gone. You're getting in the way of my work.
That's terribly unfair.
No update on that. But yeah, you can tell by just how these things are. Clearly what they're doing is they're sucking in the like magic in the air and just siphoning them somewhere. I would guess to power the light, but it might actually go somewhere else.
An Elda?
Elda? You walked all the way here? Don't tell me you ran into some trouble, eh? Oh, hold on. Probably kicked out of the carriage, were you? My sympathies. It's being Elda for you, I suppose.
Oh my, what to do?
Is there any other conversation that we can hear? That bird.
Elden rubbish.
Hey, mister. It's a king.
Oh God. Grant closure is.
The royal funeral for His Majesty the King will be held in the Grand Cathedral. Naturally, His Eminence Forden will be in attendance as well. You may gather at the Grand Cathedral on the day of the event.
Grant me guidance.
Oh, whoops. Went a little bit too far forward.
Look at that. The new model's out now. I could be out there slinging spells like a master if I had one of those.
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
I'm not really interested in them.
Not really my thing.
You're not even a little interested? This is military-grade stuff, right? Can't imagine what it's like having to wave around some shiny stick to use magic. Me? I can whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the Magla in the air. Though, I'm not exactly an archmage.
Wonders never cease. A fairy and an Elden child. Are you new to our fair city?
I instantly like her design. I shall not say why.
Well, I suggest you keep a low profile.
It might be
Trust
obvious
me
by
when
looking
I
at my
say
character model.
We don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies. Ah, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this humble shop. Are you in the market for an igniter? Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye. This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
I'm actually going to be right back. I have to go check something. Yeah, I'm back. Okay. All after the Royal Scepter.
The Royal Scepter?
You've really never heard of it. Wow. Where do I even start?
A symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty, passed down through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic, world-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's most potent magic igniter. And in the king's hands, it was enough of a deterrent to stave off invasion.
Now he's dead. But no living heir either.
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly magic is of little use without a king. You picked a bad time to visit, boy. I don't know why you're here, but there's trouble brewing.
I won't be staying long.
Oh, I don't think I'll be here long.
A word of caution then. Your survival is your own responsibility.
Well, that was unnecessarily ominous. She has a point, though. We'll need to be careful. Anyway, we don't have time to hang around chatting with the locals. We've got a recruitment office to find.
So, I pointed this out when I first played this game.
Let's head there.
Oh.
That this royal staff is designed to look like a very simplistic skeleton. It's got a rib cage, it's got arms, and then it's got it's flared out like a pelvis, and it's even got the clavicle like above like where the chest is. Like it's very fascinating.
You little bastard, you.
Imbecile of a driver, how long will this take? I can't help but notice that we passed the recruitment center back there. Bet I could register for the army faster than this carriage can exit the city. So hurry up before I put a bounty on your horse's head. Now, sir, please have patience. With the royal funeral approaching, foot traffic is at an all-time high.
Simply amazing.
Look over there. You can see the royal palace. No, wait, that's not right. That's where the Grand Cathedral is. At least I assume so, since it's off the main street.
What is it?
Seems to me sanctism is a really privileged thing around here, even more than the monarchy.
So you?
An Elda, huh? Pretty unusual in these parts. Oh no, not trying to be rude, just mind yourself. This city ain't the friendliest to us inferiors. I appreciate the advice. Yeah, be careful, Elder, or I'll still get you too. Just like all of us, Papyrus. Papyrus? Oh, that's an exit.
Alright then.
I was moved ahead.
Oh, come off it.
Ah, it's an Elda. Why one of you kind in Grand Trad? I have business here. Silence. Sanctum teaches the Elder an evil tribe that defy all teachings. So, get away, stay away from me, you fiend. Devilish magic, she says. If you were so magical, I doubt you would have it so hard in life. This is aggravating, but let's not cause a scene.
Whatever will I do?
Idiot peasant.
Whatever will I do?
Was there another?
Here.
Oh, actually. Yep. Definitely picked up some stuff. Magla is a technical term for magical power that serves as the basis for magic. There are varying amounts of in all things found in nature, including people, plants, and animals. Because magma sometimes crystallizes in areas of high concentration, some scholars theorize that magma may be physical particles too small to be seen with the naked eye. Huh. An ornate cane-like scepter passed down through generations of Ukrainian royal family, proof of their right to rule. A magical instrument of extraordinary capabilities, powerful enough to induce natural disasters, can only be wielded by the king, and popularly named royal magic. It commands, serves both as a pillar of the king's authority and a deterrent of war. Consequently, any king of Ukrainia must be well versed in magic, and a boon of royal lineage is not enough to ensure succession to the throne. Historically, there have been many cases where an offshoot member of a prince's family has become a king, where the bloodline's most direct inheritor was judged not to have enough magical aptitude to properly wield the royal scepter. That is an important thing to remember. Royal magic is a powerful magic passed down through generations of Ukrainian kings. Invoked through a unique magic igniter, it has tremendous power that can bring about anything the king desires. There are several records of its use in the long history of the kingdom, be it for revolutionary or oppressive aims, but each is described as cataclysmic. It continues to represent a strong deterrent power to the royal family in the kingdom. Okay. I just joined the army because I looked up to Lord Louis, but now I get my arse handed to me if I so much as mention it. What's the state army gonna do? I don't find any decent recruits given the messy state of things currently.
You are?
Oh, recruitment place? Down the street towards the cathedral will be the building on the left. Were you looking to enlist as a soldier? It's not like there's work for work for Elda, I guess. Nothing left to say? Move along, irritating little shite. I've given you more than enough. Yeah, I was gonna... Okay, so every once in a while, a character in a Atlas game will kind of reveal their hand when it comes to, like, what they're thinking, based off of the words that they use. You could definitely tell that no matter what was going to happen, my character was going to refer to the way that, to the statement with a bit of disdain. And it's kind of neat. Because you can kind of see a little bit of the actual character behind your involvement in the blank slate. So it's kind of cool. I was hoping that we'd blend in with the crowd and no one would notice that you're an Elda, but people have sharper eyes than I thought. I don't want to draw attention, but hiding your tribe is only going to make it worse. People may insult you, but do your best to stand tall.
All right.
You're send it done, I'm sure, but it's for the sake of the mission, and on that note, the recruitment center we're looking for is just ahead.
What are you playing at?
You there?
Young man, might I interest you in our shop's wares? This is no ordinary Matsuri shop.
Hey, sorry.
Oh, we're actually in the middle of something. We've got something to do at the recruitment center. Recruitment center? If you're lost, the large building down the street and to the left. Stop by when you have time.
No.
I do business here all the time, so if you're in the area, do stop by.
out of ideas.
All right then.
Yeah, looks like this is... Okay, so it's gonna make us not go down the street.
I'm out of ideas.
Hiya.
Heard that Katerina brought another huge bounty. Yeah, even the army couldn't pin down its location, so we were at a loss of what to do. The Parapists have a nose for these things, eh? It's putting the rest of us to shame.
I'm out of ideas.
Now, I wonder if the pink-haired Parapist that we met down is that bounty hunter then.
Really now?
Or recruitment center. What, do you want to enlist instantly or just down the road? But an Elda enlisting? Bloody hell, what would be next? Wouldn't be in such a sorry state if Luis was in power. The mouth of this guy. If I weren't focused on saving the prince, I'd give him a piece of my mind. I'll just grin and bear it.
What are you playing at?
Wanted to make sure I talked to everyone. Oh, we did get some more stuff. Forden, Estevirum Folden, 78th Sanctifex of the Saintist Church, the state religion of the United Kingdom. He holds the highest authority within Sancticism, and as such, is the leader of the crowned theocracy. Despite hailing from the Rorg tribe, rather than the more common Clamar or Fuzanate tribes, he enjoys a broad base of support with the turmoil following the sudden death of the previous king. Many view him as something of an interim king, given his position as the leader of the moderate faction. Huh, I guess that makes sense. The recruitment center is located in every city for people to apply to join for the army. For those without family or means, volunteering is one of the quickest ways to earn money and social credibility. Recruitment is not always open, but concerns about public safety due to the sudden death of the king, as well as monster outbreaks in the area, has led to an unusually long recruitment period in the royal capital.
I'm out of ideas.
Oh, there!
When I heard His Majesty had been killed, I could hardly believe my ears. But here was a man indifferent to festivities. His death will not cause any disruptions. As long as we have His Eminence Sanctifex Folden, our country will be safe. Rumor has it that Folden has become the next king. Will become the next king, but the decision is always a ways off. It's the duty of all Ishkia to guide the ignorant masses.
My wits have left me, I believe.
I agree, there's no future more dismal than having a Rorig as the ruler. Nope, not updated.
That's wrong, though.
I like how I was just...
Oh my.
Doesn't look like there's any more out over here.
Elden rubbish.
Dear me.
There we go. Sorry that it took me an hour just to walk down the street.
That must be the recruitment center. I'll let you take it from here. It should be pretty straightforward. Oh, and if they start asking questions, just be as honest as you can. Lying will only make us more suspicious. So long as you don't compromise the mission, you're fine. Good luck in there. Knock 'em dead. Okay, you got this.
A blue blood, are you? The army's no place for velvet-swaddled lordlings. Why are you here? Perhaps your noble family collapsed under its own weight. Is that it?
Lineage seems a strange measure for a soldier's worth. I'm looking to enlist. Is that enough for you or not?
An uppity one, aren't you? Fine, lordling. Welcome to the Guard, where it'll be your privilege to die screaming and bloody in service of your country. But mark my words, war will turn your arrogance to piss. When your corpse is plucked from the mud, do try to look patriotic.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty? No wonder nobody respects the Guard anymore. But I'm here now, so perhaps the kingdom isn't a lost cause.
Insolent pup! You will learn your place.
Don't. The healers have enough on their plates already.
Be gone, and be thankful you're still in one piece. All right, next. Hurry it up. An elder? I thought your kind was long gone. Age 18. An orphan, too. The army can always use more of those. So, what brings you to enlist?
I just need the money.
I need the money.
Pragmatic, if nothing else. But I suppose a vagrant like you could use the work. So, what can you bring to our beloved corps? Any skills to speak of?
Okay, so this will this will change your stat allocation for the beginning of the game. Not really as important, but is highly important for whichever class you want to go in at the very beginning. And I'm gonna go with. So the way that this is that it's if I'm just remembering off the top of my head, strength, intelligence, constitution, agility, and luck. If you pick luck, technically it's actually a balanced stat spread instead of a high spike in the stat. So if you want something that's a lot more like balanced, you're gonna want to pick lucky. But what I want to do is that I want to pick intelligence just because I want to go into more magical based stuff, because I like playing the main character as a jack of all trades, having every answer for whatever enemy is coming at me.
I've got a sharp mind.
Yes, you and every unschooled troglodyte. Right, last order of business. Make your mark or sign your name if you're actually literate.
Okay, so this is where you're supposed to name your protagonist. I'm gonna just say it as it is. He looks exactly like the main character from Persona 3, so I'm gonna just give him the canonical Persona 3 name.
You know your letters, do you? We'll get some use out of you yet. All right, lad. Welcome to the Guard.
Yes!
I'm sure you heard about the monster sightings, so stay sharp out there. We're short-handed as it is, so be a good lad and try not to get killed on your first deployment. You can pick up your kit at reception. Standard issue guardsman armor and igniter. Kingdom property. So if you break it, it's coming out of your commission. On your way now. Up to.
What a long line. Because you have no choice but to wait our turn.
Whatever.
You're so young. You're enlisting too? Not much choice if we don't have money or a job. Reeve makes the world go round, as it were. If you want a magic knighter, join the queue. Cutting's only gonna get you chewed out. Said tribe don't matter in the army, but they probably put me up in front as a meat shield. But I'll find better work. Wish I could serve Count Luis. His army is built on merit, so even a parapet stands a chance.
Right there. What's the world coming to?
Blasted, I came to a list, because heard you make a quick reeve here, but if you really want to work alongside creepy Elda, my purpose I could deal with, but Elda are ominous. Quicker gawking. Why would I tell a guard well, I could tell a guard you looked at me funny and you'd be marched to the gallows before I could blink. Don't think anyone would care what an Elda has to say. You'd hang, so better shape up. Let him say what he wants. Fighting someone like him would be a waste of energy. Honestly, like, having a character that is, rather silent 80% of the time actually does fit in well with the story that they're telling with him. I just noticed it's like 23 degrees C outside. Like over on the side, I'm like, man.
Whoa.
I think it's like 1 C right now. Let me actually like double check. Where is... What? Why does it always change the default? Yeah, it's 1 C outside. I just had to double check. I don't know why I had to double check, it just felt like it. You're enlisting as well? Well, line starts behind me, if so. Or was there something you needed? Are you really a noble? I'd take you over here in my interview. Yes, guilty as charged, I am a noble, but just a countryside son of a lord. My family is of no real consequence. Well, let's just say I have my own circumstances. I'm volunteering to fight in order to protect the kingdom. Foolish or not. So, the funny thing that... So, So, the joke is that the main character of Metaphor looks like the main protagonist from Persona 3. And this character, which we're going to learn his name in a bit, resembles the protagonist from Persona 4. And it's really funny because they basically have the exact same weapon style, where Makoto usually used short swords, and Yu Narukami used long swords. So it is kind of funny how we have a great sword wielder and a short sword wielder, and we're basically gonna just acknowledge the fact that it's like, oh, yeah, basically the same.
I heard they get sightings.
What? Of those huge monsters? You think that's why we're low on soldiers? Wish they'd have told us that. What do they call them? Something like, human...
Next! Another Clamar. Wait, no. You don't look like the others. Surely not. An elder? It's the first of your kind I've seen.
Move it. There's a priority around here. We're arming squires and children with igniters now. Wasted good gear. Spare off in my hands. Give it here.
Brute force. Crude insults. The world is yours for the taking.
Care to say that again, boy?
We all have our reasons to enlist. Now get back in line.
Oh, another high and mighty Clamar, is it? You think your pretty words will measure up to pure Rusant strength?
Oh, forget the tribes. This is a matter of pride. Now, you owe us both an apology.
Come on, no fighting in the ranks.
Sorry for making a scene. You all right?
Thanks.
Thanks. You didn't have to do that.
Just felt like stepping in. Don't worry about it. Well, see you around. Try not to die out there.
Don't make my job any harder, please. Here, your igniter. These days, most come with their own magna crystals. So with practice, anyone can use magic. To an extent, anyway. It's not the sort of thing you can master in a day. For now, newbies like you best focus on surviving.
The thing around his neck is apparently a magic igniter. The captain I spoke with earlier had one too. It must take on different forms like I saw on the main street.
And take this too. Protect it with your life.
A royal vicinity map.
Wow, that's a real map. It's dangerous to even chart the wilds, but this is full of details. Only the military could pull this together.
Listen up, striplings. My name is Captain Klinger, and as of this moment, you miserable lot are under my command. I'm sure you've all heard about our forces being tied up with the funeral proceedings for His Majesty. But if you think you're on cushy security detail, think again. First, you will be deployed to a fortress at the northern border, where you will be trained into true guards. Our veterans there will teach you the one thing you need to master if you're to survive. Pain.
Perfect. That's exactly where our contacts hold up.
Enjoy tonight's sleep, because it's the last full night's rest you'll get. Dismissed!
Look at all the other recruits. They really are desperate for new blood. Oh, right. I know you don't know what our contact looks like yet, but he'll know you by your sword. He'll also know right away why we've come. And don't worry, I'll recognize him. Well, the charming captain is probably right. We should get some rest before tomorrow. Hey, you awake?
No, I'm already asleep.
Nope, I'm asleep. Good night.
Haha, very funny. Look, I just have a lot on my mind. Can't seem to fall asleep. I'd heard about what it was like in the capital, but still, when you hear and see all this prejudice out in the open, it's a lot. You okay?
That's just how it is.
Well, I don't think that should be how it is. Some people are even saying it's the lesser tribe's fault that the monsters are showing up at all. These are the same kind of people who burned down your village, remember?
I'd rather not think about it.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'll drop it. The prince was kind to take you in. He cared more about who you were than what you were. I can see why you'd want to repay him. Oh, speaking of, he's the one who gave you that book, right? Can I see it?
Sure, I guess.
I gotta say, I've been curious. Thanks. It's what you call a fantasy story, right? So it's a fantasy world made up by the author. The prince loved those kinds of stories. Okay, let's see. It says the young traveler was amazed by the world he saw. In this world, there is only one tribe. All people accept each other, and no soul is born into discrimination. Wow. So not even any fairies? I guess less differences means less to argue over. In such a world, there is no need for sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and labor. Towers of glass that reach the heavens. Safe nights with no dark shadows. Busy streets well traveled. And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal. Whoa. You see, no magic, no tribal conflict. and equality for all? It really does sound like a fantasy. But it's strange to feel envious of a fictional world. Hey, are you asleep already? You know how hard it is for me to turn these pages on my own? Well, guess I'll just read more later. Good night.
Shouldn't you be resting? I'm fine. In fact, I'm glad we have this chance to talk. I've been reading, and I hope that someday we can make our kingdom like the place in this book. You said it was some kind of fantasy novel, didn't you? Our lives are decided at birth, by tribal purity, or by the differences that make us who we are. I don't want that to be the world we live in. The Elder here are a perfect example. If you'd not sheltered me, I would never have survived. And yet, they burned your home down. It's tragic, and no one should have to suffer so. Someone needs to fix... You okay? Don't push yourself so hard. Reality is much too cruel. I know that. But I'll fight it. I'll fight to the end. I'm a prince. But I need to be a hero. One worthy of the throne. A hero? One who can lead. A beacon who will pierce the darkness when all seems lost. My father taught me that. In his stories, the kingdom was full of legendary heroes. So I can't give up. In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. Not that I expect it will be easy. I believe in you. Familiar words. When I'm down, when I struggle, you're always there to help me through it. Let's do it. You'll be a hero. Trust me. I won't give up either. Trust me.
Until arrival at the northern border fort, one day remains.
Let's see.
Okay, wonder how far we've come. Let's find our destination, the northern border fort. You can view information on your surroundings on the world map. Use the movement keys to highlight the location you want to learn about. Then press A.
Hold on.
The capital. Says that every class and social status reside here.
Let's see here.
Probably be a while before we go back there.
Hold on.
Squad camp.
That's where you want to go.
The army campsite we spent last night. Okay, we have the coastline. Then we have like the heavily forested area. Way down here we have like more of like marshlands. It's like a port. Definitely a neat like archipelago area. Probably that's gonna be kind of neat. A desert oasis? Mountainous crags. Oh wait, no, this is the full mountain range. And then we have like a eternally autumn forest? Yeah.
This place here.
A fortress built to defend Grantrod during the Annex War. After a long disuse, is now manned due to frequent monster sightings.
Hey, don't forget.
Northern Border Fort. This is where our contact should be, so hopefully we find him quickly. Okay, so we did get some more stuff. Magla crystals are a crystallized cluster of magla that forms naturally in places where high concentrations are left to fester, though scholars have recently developed methods to create them artificially. The color of the crystals depend on the formation process of its impurities. High purity, natural crystals are indispensable in producing high performance igniters. As a result, some value them higher than gems and precious metals. Areas where crystals are abundant are often claimed in the name of the crown as mining sites. However, people have long whispered that Magla crystals are dangerous to those who have dealt in them. Such statements are largely regarded as hearsay because there's little evidence to support it, but recently even State Army has grown more cautious of them as reported incidents are on the rise. Interesting. Northern Border Fort on the northern edge of Ukrainian territory, also bordering the country of Oceania to the west, which I'm guessing is that, like, forested coastline. Built before the kingdom's unification. This old stronghold has outlived its political and strategic relevance and is most often used as a training ground. The book Makoto carries with him is a fantasy novel. It's a memoir-style novel depicting a country with neither magic nor a notion of tribes, where people are not discriminated by birth. It is quite literally a fantasy world. It was designated as a forbidden text by the Sanctus Church 10 years ago prior, and most copies are thought to have been burned, making it hard to come by in present day. It is a well-bound book that would be unusual for a commoner to own. I guess that makes sense as to why the guy raiding the carriage really wanted it, because bound books like this are just not too common to see. Huh. I guess that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Okay then.
Okay, all we can do now is rest. We have a big day tomorrow.
The carriage transporting the new recruits arrives at its destination. the northern border fort. The towering fortress was built during the Annex War in the mountains at the edge of the territory. Even now, soldiers are sent there for its strategic importance to the royal capital and to combat the rising waves of monsters. Fresh-faced soldiers disembark from their coaches at the foot of a steep ascent to the fort, the first of many uphill battles.
Okay.
Oh, finally. Can hardly feel my legs.
Speaking of which, I should probably move my leg out from under me. I was sitting on it again. Nope.
Listen well, you lackwits. The battlefield is no place to sit on your asses, and the border front is always a battlefield. The call to arms could sound at any time. Stand to, curs. You have the honor to serve at the command of Captain Klinger, war hero, tactician, master of arms. When I earned rank in the trenches, forged in the blood of my comrades.
Spare us this drivel. Say, friend, I'm curious. What is it about that book that's captivated you so?
I had food in my mouth.
It tells of a world united as one tribe.
No discrimination, eh? A far cry from our world, then. So it's describing a better world. A utopia, perhaps. I'm something of a reader myself, but that's not like any book I've read. You know, when the late king took the throne, he was quite the idealist himself. He made grand claims about unifying the people under his rule. Never managed to do it in the end, of course. Reform takes more than high-minded, eloquent speeches. Maybe he was too blind to see that himself.
Listen to you. A babe with his first sword thinking he knows better than a king. Keep your mouth shut. No one cares what you think.
Nobody asked you.
Something to say? Go on. I'm listening.
I apologize for him.
I apologize for him.
See? Take a cue from your friend in the lesser tribe. Well, Clemar, I'll let it go this time. But only because I like your friend. Next time, keep your complaining to yourself.
That's the last thing I need. Though I suppose I deserved it in part, speaking ill of the dead and all. My mouth tends to get ahead of my thoughts sometimes. Although, I'm glad a bad habit seems to have drawn us together. Oh, never got round to an introduction. I'm Stroll. Leon Stroll, son of the Count of Harlia. And you are?
That's my name.
I have that right? It's got a certain weight to it.
I love when an Atlas game goes, oh yeah, you can name your character whatever you want, and then they either give the character a nickname, and that's what all the voice actors use him as, instead, or they just do that where it's they just skip over his name and just have it continue. I would like it if Atlas games more often had a I do not care button and they just give it a default name, and that default name is the one that they can say in their dialogue, and they're just skipping over that piece of text when they're playing the audio. That would be neat. I would like that. But, you know, it isn't an Atlas game unless there's some really awkward voice lines where it's like, oh, you're saying it this way because it's really awkward to say the character's name that they might have just randomly given it, which has like no consonants.
For what it's worth, my title doesn't mean much. Here and now, we're peers and equals.
By the skin of my teeth! Now, where was I? Right, as for you, fresh meat.
Someone, help!
Is that a soldier? Hey, speak to me, man. What happened?
Listen. Stay on guard. It's too...
He is now unconscious.
Not one of mine. Must be one of the fort's guard. Those damn vultures across the border. They must have heard about the king's death. Anyway, to the fort. Double time. I'll stay behind to see to the poor bastard's wounds.
You don't need to lie. You don't want to get involved in the battle.
You want us to go on ahead? Alone? Shouldn't we at least send a team back to ask for...
I knew fear would take you at the first step. You want to turn tail? Are you a traitor to the cause? The Guard has no place for cowards. You are part of His Majesty's Royal Army. Swallow your fear, fight with pride, and we'll all have medals this time tomorrow!
He's right. We're warriors. Up there is our first chance at glory and riches. Damned if I'm gonna waste it. Let's go!
Damn it. Well, I suppose this is what we signed up for. Onward, to the fort then.
So, Leon is your first real party member, besides...
about this.
Technically, Gallica is your first party member, but she doesn't actually fight. I also like how she has, like, a little combat armor that she puts on whenever we're going into battle, but...
It's hard to explain, but it's like there's a stench in the air, and it's getting stronger.
Hey, did something happen? Wait, is that a... fairy? Did you catch it yourself?
She's with me.
Yes, and I have a name, by the way. It's Gallica.
So you travel together? You've stayed well hidden for quite a while.
Well, I didn't want anyone making a fuss. But we've got bigger problems right now. I can't shake this feeling. We gotta be careful.
Agreed. I'll follow orders, but I'm not about to let this armchair general send me to my death. Let's take a moment, then head in once we're prepared. I assume you know how to use an igniter properly?
I'm not so sure. He's never used one before. I mean, he's a commoner, so not much chance to.
Fair enough. Well, just stay behind me and you'll be all right. I swear I won't let you die. I'm with you.
Oh, this is bad. I didn't think you'd actually have to fight anyone. I just hope our contact in the fort's okay. Let's keep our guard up and hope we find out. Okay?
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events, but don't lose your sight on our mission, okay? Is our ally inside there?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my guess. Somehow we gotta find him. You're running with such purpose. What was it that you were talking about? You said something about your ally?
Actually...
Oh, it's nothing. I was just worried about the soldiers inside.
I see.
I see. Well, whatever the case, this situation concerns me too. Let's go inside. So, we can't save. We just auto-saved right now. On a stroll, a young man of the Clamar tribe met at the recruitment center in Grand Trad. A genial youth who values justice with a good head on his shoulders. Comes from a noble family, but seems to have complex circumstances that led him to enlist in the army. Typically a commoner profession, though new recruits grumble at being ordered to refer to each other by their surnames. In order to prevent familiarity, Stroll doesn't seem to mind. Eh. Okay. So right now, all I have is Mage Fire. And all I picked up was the medicinal herbs from like the road when I was running earlier. And our starting stuff. A sword used by fairies for self-defense. It is too small for anyone else to wield. Gallica only. Again, it's interesting that Gallica has gear, which makes me think that we're going to get gear that specifically augments what Gallica can do for us? Okay. What's happening in there?
There it is. That's a human.
Stand your ground! Charging! Pursue!
We have to help the survivors.
So, I like how immediately, when you get into combat, you realize how much different of a game this is going to be. Where you go, oh, that's not an SMT creature. And then they go, that's a human. And I have had several people, like I've watched several people get to this scene and just go, oh, so that's what we're doing. It's a very fascinating, like, world building thing where you just go, oh no, that's a human. Oh, whoops. Damn, this is horrific. So many dead. Oh, Grius, I hope they're safe.
Hurry!
There's no time to waste. If we look, we may find some that still draw breath. Okay, so bring up the map. As you can see, we slowly build the map as we explore. None of them are breathing. Damn, we're too late. But there might be others, so keep searching. Oh, there we go. It's the X button to attack.
Nice find.
Okay,
like it
one
could be
additional
useful.
medicine. Isn't really much other than that.
This is bad.
Oh, I'll get back. We've got company.
What?
What's the deal with this one? Feels similar to that monster from earlier. Smaller, but is that a human too? Looks like we're gonna have to fight it. If it's human, do we even stand a chance? All the more reason we can't just let it be. Trust me, I have some history with them.
What do you think?
Besides, only hope we know it's to join forces and strike as one. Do you not agree? Oh, I agree. I'm glad you still got your wits about you. With you here, we might just get through this.
Got it?
Look, we don't stand a chance against that thing if we don't attack it if we attack it separately. We only fight if we work out a plan together.
Take care of it, please.
Understand? Two of us working as one, I'll trust your judgment on the timing of the attack. Press Y to engage in a squad battle alongside your enemies. You can press Y anytime, but you can use the X to stun enemies first. You'll start the battle with an advantage. Stay on the offense by continuously attacking X to deplete the enemy's break gauge that appears next to them, eventually stunning them.
Things will be fine.
Okay, let's give this all we've got.
When engaging a squad battle against a stunned enemy, one party member will perform an advantageous initial attack. In addition, enemies remain stunned at the start of the battle, so make sure you take advantage of this. In squad battles, you press X to attack with your equipped weapon or Y to use skills that will consume MP. Performing the action will expend one turn icon seen at the top of the screen. When all turn icons are consumed, the opponent's round begins. Very SMT when with its format.
Fire! Still up?
The power of fire!
Unscathed bonus. That is the coolest added thing to this game. It rewards you for playing perfectly, which is always a bonus.
That'll do it.
All right.
Whew, we pulled through somehow. Sorry to hear that, Flash. We're alive, and that's all I could ask. Let's press forward while we still can. They're gonna want us to
Let's push through. Let's give them a fight.
go up, so let's go down.
I won't hold back. Let's go. Burn! Stay sharp. It's not over yet.
Burn to us!
They chose the wrong opponent.
I feel stronger.
Okay. For right now, I'm going to put all of my allocated points in the magic, and we're going to try to raise our magic stat as fast as possible.
We made short work of them.
We have the edge.
And we'll win
Take
this.
home, everyone.
I won't hold back. Fire!
I resisted, but we still got the victory.
Looks like we're safe for now.
If you see a use for it, I say take it with you.
Might as well check all of these rooms. Seems as though it's locked. You can never know if something is hiding inside of a box.
Alright, how's that? This battle's ours. This could be our chance. Go. Through here. I think I'm getting used to this.
I think we're in the clear.
Okay. I do like that little wave of, come on, we're running. That, Makoto does is, he speeds up.
Wait.
Hold on.
Be careful.
There's another one. If it spots us, it could get nasty.
Hey!
But if we have the element of surprise, we could catch it off guard. If we strike it now, right? Manage to successfully attack an enemy without being seen, there's a chance that their entire breakage will deplete at once for an instant.
Okay.
Let's push through. Okay. Let's get this all you got. Let's go.
Actually...
We're evenly matched. Guess we better stay on our toes.
It looks like that it's neutral to everything. But it's not... I wonder if the... No. Dash lines mean that it doesn't have a rare drop. Question marks means that we haven't found it yet.
I won't hold back. Burn! A tough one.
The power of fire!
There's no way I'm stopping here.
That was the last of them.
Yeah, so, if you haven't heard it, I know I've told Flash this because because I'm always, just astounded that they decided to go with this idea.
Look.
Come on. Let's give him a fight.
They decided that all of the music in the game
We're evenly matched. Guess we better stay on our
was
toes.
going to be sung in Esperanto, which is a language that combines a lot of
They chose the wrong opponent.
a lot of language forms from other languages to try to make one unified language. And it's fascinating, the history of Esperanto, but like no one uses it because it's kind of not good. But the fact that in a game all about like the division of people, to have what is effectively the language that they are all speaking being Esperanto is interesting. Oh, he's breathing, but he's badly wounded. Elda? Don't bloody touch me. I'm in a bad enough spot without you making it worse. That monster showing up was your fault, wasn't it? Bad luck follows you, people. Of course this is how it ends. Damn it. Damn it all to bloody hell. Don't let it get to you. You're not to blame. Soldier appears to be dead. Dang, that sucks.
Run.
You're so young. A fresh recruit? Get away from here now. That thing's up ahead.
No.
Still more soldiers left alive, right? Can't just run and leave them be. You're too late. That monster. We can't. Just run away. Stay away from that thing. Soldier's body is lying completely still.
Damn it!
Damned Elda. I knew this fort was cursed. You're why the horror attacked.
Hey.
Calm down, it's not the fault the human appeared. You must know that surely. But everyone's dead. They all had families. Help me, Elda, I don't care anymore, I don't want to die.
Damn it.
You're too late. Their breathing has stopped.
Let's stash that somewhere safe.
How much medicine do we actually have right now? We have 1 revival, we have 12 light, and we have 5 medium. I also have some stuff to sell.
Hold on.
Wait. You two, you're perhaps searching for someone? I can't answer that. Yet you cannot deny it either. Why hide this from me? I trust you have a good reason. Well, to tell you the truth...
What?
That cry. Is it the human from earlier?
Was that?
Sounded like it came from the top of that tower. Maybe there's still soldiers fighting it up there.
Hurry!
We'll handle our personal matters later. Rescuing any survivors take precedence. To the top of that tower.
Let's hurry.
This battle's out.
Let's take them all. Let's go. Everyone, go! We're evenly matched. Guess we'd better stay on our toes.
You're here? I think I'm getting used to this. Not bad. I'll strive for greater heights.
Broken igniter.
They saw us!
We have the edge. Let's take them all out.
Get ready!
Let's go.
Oh wait, no. They're resistant to magic.
That'll do. Always comes through. Only one left. Finish them off. We're...
Wish every fight was that easy, eh?
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're in the clear.
Maybe this comes from my I don't know what it is, but when I see barrels that can be broken, I just assume there might be something hiding in it that are not on the minimap.
Alright, how's that? Let's give him
There
a
we go.
fight. Give it my all. I won't hold back. Fire! Through here?
The power of fire! They chose the wrong opponent.
I think we got them all. We'll be safe for a while.
This
There we go.
This could be our chance. Go. Let's go. Burn!
Wish every fight was that easy, eh?
There are still some foes around. Your guard down.
This is our chance.
Let's take them all.
A tough one.
The power of fire! Even easier than expected. Don't let your guard down. There's more of them.
Come on! This battle's out.
Let's take them all.
Let's go. Through here? I won't hold back. Last one.
There we go.
There's no way I'm stopping here. We have have the edge.
I'll give it my all.
A tough one.
Taste steel!
Ooh,
We'll
nice.
fight with pride. Still up?
Kid's still stunned.
Burn to ash!
The next one will fall just as easy.
I think that's all of them.
A Magla pill? Which one was this? Restores 20 MP. An old coin. Broken igniter that can be scrapped for parts. The fur of lesser quality used by commoners for clothing. A collector's item with no monetary value. They're very low cost. Well, since they've got the diamond symbol next to it, it's not going to be anything other than just sell fodder. So. Roof is just up ahead. Might I have a moment? If I'm honest, I have my doubts that there would be survivors. Facing that monster together might not even save anyone at this point. But I'm gonna do it anyway. It's the noble thing to do. Isn't that just throwing your life away? I'd do this if it's possibly for nothing. Because if there's a chance there's even one survivor, then I'll not be the noble who runs away. Not this time. I can never live with myself. This time.
Hey.
And you? You plan to forge ahead despite its risks? I take it you refused to die until you found out whoever you're searching for.
That's true, but
I just can't. I should probably be wearing my glasses. I can't leave you to die up there. Ha, I'm touched. In a situation like this, you worry more for others than yourself. If I run now, I'll never deliver the message to the prince. And the prince will... I'll never deliver the message and the prince will die. I have no choice but to press on.
I'm heading out.
Well then. Lend me your strength.
What do you think?
This feeling. I knew it. The human from earlier is up there. What should we do?
Yep.
Well, let's try not to do anything rash. Okay, here we go. I can't remember if we actually like fully heal and restore stuff before we as we face this thing.
Damn. Such tremendous power.
It's horrible! I can't believe what I'm seeing!
We can't let it get away with this! We have to hold it off somehow!
Darned humans. It was all because of them.
We'll just have to make it work.
Okay.
I won't hold back!
Might as well use
Fire!
fire? Nope.
Vile monster.
You're mine! The power of fire!
Oh, please!
What's going on? It didn't even flinch!
Damn it all! I'm not going down like this! Burn to ash!
Okay, physical did a little bit more, but not too much.
Oh, please!
How is it this strong?
What more can I do? prince is my best friend. I need to save him. I can't die in a place like this. And yet...
I'll distract it. You two, run!
But...
Above all else, I am a noble. And the noble defends his people, no matter the cost. Farewell. If you would repay me, then live. Wasn't enough.
What? No! Please, say something!
Stroll! Don't be a fool. Just run for it.
Oh, fate-saddled child. Oh, anguished traveler. Thy fate is crown-twined, thy soul bound for the throne. The future yet unknown dawns in this moment. Thy path may fork, but only one may be chosen. Confront the threat before thee, or die here in obscurity. Now choose.
I choose.
So be it. Heroism lies in the soul that stands firm against its fears. Power awaits thy command. The time is come to awaken the hero within. Engrave thy very heart.
What the heck is going on? Anyway, we've got to find a way.
Wind!
Alright, that did the trick.
My own power doesn't even compare. What's more, I can use magic despite the lack of igniter.
Are you okay? If we don't push back, we're dead. Can't we fend off those attacks somehow?
Certain enemies are weak to certain affinities. After you've hit one of these weaknesses, the word weak will be displayed. Hitting an opponent's weakness or scoring a critical hit against them will only decrease the turn icon by half.
Looks like it mainly attacks the head wings and blade feet. We can target those.
By this power. Scour!
That's it! Stay on
The
it!
freedom of a wanderer. I won't hold back! Wind!
You hit their weakness! Nice done! Not like they could get you with that!
So, this is,
Come forth, royal soul!
I've always been kind of like,
How's that?
I'll explain it later.
Wind!
Wait, what? It's healing? It's eating its own fruit to heal? We can't kill it fast enough! It's just gonna fix itself up no matter what we do! Ick! I can't believe it's eating from its own body! Can you knock those apples off?
Seeker!
Let's see if they're weak to wind as well.
will regret it. You know, maybe there's something I can do. Hey, can you let me handle this? Understood. Leave it to me. Now it can't heal itself anymore. Don't waste your chance. Get in there.
Let's go. Wind!
I don't need to, but I'll heal for good measure.
Come forth, Royal Soul! Seeker! Scour! A tough one. Seeker! Wind!
There we go.
Okay. Not bad at all.
True power is born of the heart, a wish from which thy strength is drawn. Yet fear and anxiety always trail in such a wish's wake. Since time immemorial, those we call heroes have earned the title through this order. They pursued their wishes and boldly walked a path of virtue. What thou hast awakened is the true spirit of a hero. The power that lies dormant in all of us. The power to reforge the fear of the unknown into curiosity. If thou wouldst change the world by thine own hand, take this newfound power and venture forth. Thy journey shalt reveal thy soul's mission.
What was that voice? And you! What was that power you used? You had a metal heart, and your whole body was... It was crazy! Look, that Stroll guy is still alive!
I'll be damned. Someone actually survived.
That voice... Grius! Oh, thank goodness you're alive!
Gallica, you made it.
He's our man on the inside, the one I'm delivering the message to.
He's badly hurt. You, boy, lend me your shoulder. We'll need to carry him. The smell of blood will draw out the beasts. Let's not hang about. The lad's out cold, but he'll live. We should be fine if we take a moment's rest here.
Oh, you're a sight for sore eyes, Grius. Just wish it were under better circumstances.
We're both alive, and you can't ask for much better in these parts. Sorry I couldn't join you in the fray. So, this is our newcomer, eh? How'd this boy manage to command power like that?
It's like nothing I've ever seen. Do you know anything about it?
I might. For now, the mission comes first.
Ah, right. I'd better just get straight to the message. Grius, you have a new mission. Avenge the king. And kill Luis Guillaburn.
Well, good. It's about damn time. Those scheming nobles haven't said so publicly, but every soldier knows it was nothing natural that killed the king. Damn that Luis. Couldn't stop at one royal, could he?
Wait, there's more. The prince is getting worse. We're running out of time. Here, look. I brought a treasure from the village. They called it a farsight mirror. You need to see the prince's condition for yourself.
Though the mirror... Through the mirror lies the prince, deep in slumber in the hidden village.
His Highness won't last much longer. Those thorns are thick enough to claim him.
Luis cast the curse, so killing him is the only way to lift it. If we wait any longer, you're just gonna crown a new king.
Okay, can someone fully catch me up?
Can someone catch me up here?
About 15 years ago, a child enlisted in the army. But it wasn't his age that had people talking. It was his ruthless military genius. Hero to some, monster to others. Luis Guillaburn, a prodigal tactician and a master of Magla arts. Some said it was only a matter of time before he made general, the youngest the nations had.
Until he attacked the prince.
That night, when the prince's quarters were breached, it was no ordinary mage who cast that fatal curse. It was Luis Guillaburn himself. But the son's death wasn't enough for him. Now he's got the father's blood on his hands. And if that king-slaying fiend ends up on the throne, we're all doomed.
But when we were exploring the royal capital, there were a lot more Luis supporters than I expected. How can they still trust him after all that?
Luis is cunning. He left no evidence. Accuse him as you will, the allegations wouldn't stick. All they could do was send him as far away as possible. A post in the middle of nowhere. Plenty of soldiers never believed the charges in the first place. When they look at him, they see a capable veteran unjustly made into the noble scapegoat. Most think the Royal Army was at its best when he was in charge. And in truth, it's hard to deny. Without him, we'd never have crushed the rebel uprising so quickly. Damn the man. But he's earned his titles. He's mastered the blade, magic, and he's clearly intelligent. To the masses who want change, he seems the savior they need.
If even you're that worried about him, this isn't going to be easy.
That's a hell of a mission. And I want in.
So that's your game, eh? Pretend to sleep, eavesdrop on the plan. You're a fool to give yourself away.
If you want my blood, then let your blade strike true. I'm not going to run. Not from you, and not from a chance to do what's right.
Look, Grius, he saved our lives back there. And it sounds like we could use the help. Seems like kind of a waste to kill him. Especially if he's volunteering.
Then answer me this. The boy's all but a stranger to you, yet you risk your life to save him. Why?
I would live, fight, and die a noble, sir. To have done otherwise would betray my title, to say nothing of my heart.
There, I'm losing my edge. Make me regret this, and I will slay you where you stand.
You'll let him help us?
Right then. My life and sword are yours.
As far as the rest of the world's concerned, you perished in that castle. You'll find the job ahead will be easier for a dead man. Your lives are kept only by the blades in your hands, and you'll raise them at my command.
We have to.
Quest start. Save the prince from death's curse. Save the prince from this curse and defeat Luis Guillaburn, the treasonous fiend who not only attacked the prince but murdered the king. Unknown deadline. 7-star rank. I kind of like how this really does kind of like it's like, oh, huh.
Luis will also be at the royal funeral. If we're not back to the capital by then, we lose our chance at his head. But no main roads. That'll mean checkpoints and questions. We're bound for a different route. We'll cut through the abandoned mine up ahead to save us going the long way round. For tonight, see to your wounds. We'll leave at first light. I'm counting on you.
Feels like the mission is finally starting. Let's set up our camp then.
Now, we should finally be able to get some rest. This your first deployment, boy? Thank your lucky stars you survived a brush with a human.
What the hell was that? It was like no beast I've ever seen.
No one truly knows. They're protected by Magla, so even the sharpest steel does little good against them. They're no simple beast. All we do know is with every passing year, more of their kind tear travelers apart. That was why I was first sent undercover here, investigating.
And? Did you learn anything?
Simmer down, boy. There wasn't a damn thing to be found on those monsters. Well, the moon's still low. If you've any other questions, now's the time.
Okay. Can you tell me more about the mission then?
I want to hear about the mission.
With numbers like this, a head-on assault would be suicide. Quick, covert assassinations are best bet. Kingslayer or no, Luis has a lot of public favor behind him. To the people, he's the only man with the wit and war power to bring down humans. The military seems powerless to stop them, so he plays savior. The man's practically a monster himself. By your age, he was not only a master tactician, but damn near an archmage besides.
And the three of us alone are supposed to stop him?
We'll just have to blend in with the crowd at the funeral. I won't abide him surviving the ceremony. He will die by my hand.
A fire should keep the really dangerous stuff away, I hope. There's an insect emitting a strange light. Obtained a gold beetle. Okay, so we got a few more stuff added to the memorandum. I can't remember if there's anything else that's just loosely back over here, if it was just that golden bug that was right there. It does not look like that there was anything else. Okay, let's talk to both of these first. Never in my life have I witnessed anything like that power you used. Tell me, is it some kind of sort of magic? No, I suppose it couldn't be. Now with the igniters that we were supplied at least. Yours was broken in the commotion besides. Incredible. If only I had that power back then. Apologies, I'm just thinking out loud. Today's been a trying day for both of us, so let's get some rest. You've done a fine job delivering the message, lad. It's finally time for us to act for His Highness. Oh, you want to ask about that power, don't you?
Huh?
Yeah, I had a question of my own. You seem to know a great deal about the royal family. Before you infiltrated the army, who were you?
Indeed.
Nothing but a mercenary. And yet His Majesty gave me the honor of being His Highness's the Prince's tutor in swordplay. The night of the attack, I was there.
I see.
Truly? That's incredible.
Got it?
It's getting late. Okay. Let's go over some more of the memorandum. Humans are unknown monsters with bizarre forms unlike any natural beast. Their bodies hold immense amounts of volatile magla, and they rampage through their surroundings indiscriminately. Despite their berserk nature marking little sign of intelligence, they can wield advanced magic beyond the grasp of all sentient beings. Many aspects of their biology and ecology remain a total mystery. Given their unnatural physical resilience, large specimens could wipe out entire armies. Although there have been sightings of humans since antiquity, actual encounters are incredibly rare. They have been long dismissed from being any real threat. However, in recent years have seen them reappearing with more rapid frequency across the Crown's lands, which has the people uneasy. Resonant vessels. When an archetype's power causes a transformation at the first stage, is that of the heart becoming a metallic object of unknown origin. To activate the power, the wielder must announce their determination and their hopes for it into the newly made heart, which urges the body to awaken. This outcry is akin to the battle cries of heroes past, who were known to call upon archetypes in the face of danger. It is said that the transformation makes the wielder an ideal vision of themselves. The lingering malevolent magic sustained by the prince during his assault 12 years ago. At the time of the incident, great minds all over the country attempted to break the curse, yet none were successful. Those who can see the flow of Magla say it resembles poisonous briar vines entwined around the sleeping prince. A mysterious looking glass tinted with magic, entrusted to Gallica by the Resistance for her secret mission. This pair of identical mirrors reflects the view from another, no matter the distance separating them. Gallica possesses one half of the pair, while the other remains by the prince, allowing her to check on his condition at any time. Originally owned by the prince, it is a small item that is impossible to make with contemporary technology. Some believe that it may in fact be a divine relic. Huh. A hidden village whose name and location are kept secret from the world. The prince, afflicted by a curse, is sheltered and receiving treatment there. This is where Makoto and Gallica were issued their secret mission. There was an assassination attempt on the prince 12 years ago. Assailants infiltrated the palace and attacked the prince while he was sleeping, catching the royal guard by surprise with their sudden appearance within the secured grounds. Though these loyal guards gave panic chase, they ultimately gave a cataclysmic blunder. Not only did they not allow the prince to be harmed, they failed to capture the assailants or even ascertain their identities. The assailant who made the direct contact with the prince was a mage who fled the palace after casting a high-level curse. Thanks to the efforts of the royal healers, the prince avoided an untimely demise, but they were unable to free him from his affliction. According to the royal guards who fought the band of assassins, the only clue regarding his identity of the mage was that they were patently not an adult. The assailant was able to arrange a sneak attack within the palace, had a masterful command over high-level curse magic, and had the appearance of a child. By all accounts, the only person to match these certain criteria was Luis, who was afterwards strongly condemned by all of the palace. However, no evidence could be found, and justice is still yet to be served. Fascinating. Arvid Grius, a veteran rogue warrior and resistance member alongside Makoto and Gallica. He infiltrated the ranks of the army and has been working as a covert operative. Gallica was entrusted with delivering a secret order to him. Louis Gearburn, a Claymore Royal Army officer of great renown who managed to become nobility at an exceptionally young age. He possesses extraordinary skills as both a warrior and an archmage, but even more highly regarded are his capabilities as a military strategist, for which his superior insight and grasp of psychology set him apart. His faculties as a young soldier were so shrewd that his own allies came to grow wary of him, calling him a monster in the making. He prizes nationality above rationality, not to get those two confused. He prizes rationality above all else, strictly adhering to a policy of appointing officers by their capabilities alone without regard to tribe or origin. As a result, senior officials accuse him of trying to undermine tradition. However, he now wields an influence far beyond a typical officer, and many believe he will be the youngest person ever to be appointed to the Army's highest ranking position of general. Mage is a general term for those who have good command over magic. Formally, it refers to those who have achieved a national qualification to professionally use magic. However, as many commoners have difficulty discerning from those who are formally qualified, this is a catch-all term res to prominence. There are several tiers to mage certification, with the major being low-tier artisans, engineers, and soldiers, which limit the type and uses of magic. However, some professions have fewer restrictions, such as magic professors and healers. The higher the tier certification, the more difficult it is to obtain. Few in the kingdom hold the highest tier, and one bearer alone can influence nations. Well, I hate to call it there, but I actually do have to get up pretty early in the morning for work, so I'm gonna just save it there and leave it there. I might actually stream more of this game in particular tomorrow, but what I really want to do is I kind of want to try to stream more often. So yeah, next recorded episode, which should be out in a few days, the podcast that I recorded a few days ago should be out tomorrow. I just have to finish making the thumbnail for it and actually come up with a good name for the podcast. I'm probably gonna bounce some ideas back and forth between me and a few other people of like what to call it, because I don't just want to call it blank name part 1. Okay, so I've gotta get going. So I'll see all y'all later. There you go. Goodbye, y'all.